They expected silence. After 12 standard hours, most species slept. After 20, even war species slowed. After 30, command structures fractured. So when the siege entered its second rotation and human ships were still moving, the galaxy made a mistake it would never repeat. On the command carrier Resolute, Commander Elena Valerius stood motionless as alarms rippled through the deck like distant thunder. She had not slept. No one asked if she had. Human command culture didn't reward rest, it rewarded continuity. Artificial gravity fluctuated as stabilizers fought Sarathi interference fields. Consoles flickered. A junior officer swallowed hard, hands hovering uselessly above controls. Valerius didn't look at him. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't sit. She watched. Valerius had learned early in her career that panic spread faster than plasma fires. Confidence, even manufactured confidence, spread faster still. Only when the carrier fully stabilized did she speak. Status. Not, are we alive? Not, what did we lose? Just, status. Because survival was already assumed. Around her, officers exhaled without realizing they'd been holding their breath.
Far ahead of the formation, a single reconnaissance pod skimmed the edge of a Sarathi gravity tide. According to alien physics, it should not exist there. The tide twisted space-time into a tightening spiral, a region where mass elongated, time distorted, and molecular bonds failed. Human engineering didn't dispute the math, it just added margin. Inside the pod, John Thorne felt his ribs compress as gravity shifted again. His vision tunneled, blood pooled where it shouldn't. He smiled, not because it felt good, but because the Sarathi had committed, and commitment always created patterns. He cut auxiliary thrusters, letting the pod drift deeper. Alien sensors locked onto him instantly. Classification completed in seconds. Too dense, too loud, too inefficient. No threat. The Sarathi Titans adjusted their fields, not to destroy him, but to gently crush the intruder. Efficient, clean. Thorne's pod screamed. Metal flexed. Internal braces groaned. Thorne keyed his recorder anyway. Pattern confirmed, he muttered. Grav oscillation periodic, predictable, exploitable. Pain sharpened focus. Humans had learned long ago, discomfort was data.
Deep inside Resolute's engineering decks, Chief Engineer Sarah Chen stared at gravimetric readouts climbing past redline. Alien doctrine would have shut systems down. Human doctrine asked a different question. How much more can it take? Chen didn't wait for permission. She rerouted power, not to shields, but to internal stress lattices. She wasn't protecting the ship, she was training it. Beside her, Arthur Sterling ran parallel calculations, jaw clenched but voice steady. Frame integrity at 81%, he said. Crew tolerance much lower. Chen didn't look up. They don't need to be comfortable. Sterling nodded. Human ships weren't designed for elegance. They were designed to keep working while dying. The first Sarathi gravity wave hit. Alien observers watched calmly, expecting collapse. Instead, the human ships bent, then adjusted, then leaned into the pressure, like muscle fibers learning load, like organisms adapting mid-injury. Sarathi analysts flagged the data, then dismissed it as anomaly. Hours passed. Alien fleets rotated crews. Human ships did not. Crew rotations blurred. Caffeine flowed. Microsleeps happened standing up. Commander Valerius remained upright. Casualty projections climbed. She did not flinch. She altered formation. Damaged ships moved forward. Fresher hulls rotated back. Human doctrine didn't include acceptable loss, only necessary cost. Thorn cut his engines entirely, let gravity pull him closer to a Sarathi node. Alien sensors interpreted it as surrender. They shifted focus. Thorn transmitted everything: structural resonance, oscillation cycles, failure thresholds. Human targeting systems rewrote themselves in real time. The first human strike wasn't a weapon. It was a ship. A cruiser, already failing, accelerated directly into a Sarathi gravity node. No explosion, just imbalance. The node fought itself, overcorrecting, collapsing under its own perfection. Chen saw it instantly. Sterling did too. "Feedback cascade," Sterling said softly. Chen smiled, tired, sharp, dangerous. "Let's help it." They rerouted mass dampeners to amplify resonance. The Sarathi node tore itself apart. Alien command channels erupted. No species had ever treated ships as disposable tools. No species had ever weaponized failure. The Thorexians struck first. They always did. Energy lances ripped into weakened Sarathi constructs. Moments later, the Car Vol arrived, biometal hulls screaming war hymns across open channels. 3 empires collided. Human ships were trapped in the middle. Commander Valerius issued the order that redefined the battle. Decentralized command. Every unit gained autonomy. No hierarchy, no delay. Every human became a decision-maker. On the assault carrier Gravemark, Marek Volkov locked his mag boots into a drop frame barely rated for controlled insertion. Gravity surged. Armor compressed. Bones creaked. Volkov breathed slowly. Pain was information. The frame slammed into a Car Vol dreadnought. The impact should have killed him. Instead, the frame folded, held, and cracked open. Inside, gravity shifted wildly. Car Vol warriors were strong. They were not adaptable. Volkov turned walls into weapons, momentum into execution. The dreadnought went silent. Elsewhere, Sergeant Miller breached a Threxian boarding craft mid-flight. Plasma burned past him. He closed distance anyway. Precision lost meaning up close. Fear did the rest. The Sarathi initiated final protocol. System collapsed. If they could not dominate, nothing would. Chen saw the surge seconds before alarms. Sterling rerouted instinctively. Valerius didn't wait. All units converge. Human ships surged forward, not firing, accelerating. Training overrode instinct. Thorn vanished into the gravity nexus. So did Volkov. So did Miller. So did ships whose names would become memorials. The nexus collapsed. The Sarathi died. Silence followed. Human vessels remained, broken, scarred, operational. The Threxians fled. The Car Vol disengaged. No one pursued. Commander Valerius ordered recovery, not celebration. Across the galaxy, Council observers struggled. Humans hadn't won through technology or numbers. They won because they didn't stop. The ban on human warfare was reviewed, then reinforced, not because humans were dangerous, but because now they were proven.